today I would like to share some messages on how to make sense of the next step, how to make sense of the the job that you're presented with. Because we're still paying our bills, we're still doing everything, we're still maintaining, building, and maintaining and building the infrastructure for everything that is to come, right? But this old idea of as soon as you are self-employed, you're free, and as soon as you're working in a company, you're enslaved. This old idea, this like two-way thinking, black or white thinking, I don't know if it ever truly served a purpose, a healthy purpose, but it's done. We're done looking at the world and work and ourselves and our own like careers like that. Okay. It's time for a new paradigm. It's time for a new way of approaching how to think about our job, how to think about the work that we're in. So, how do we do it? If you are if you are employed, if you are working in employment, I've been saying this forever to every single one of my clients, coaching groups, all of them, every organization. If you are employed, that does not automatically, I don't know where this music is coming from, guys. I hope you can't hear it. um, if you are employed, that does not necessarily mean that you are not free. It does not automatically mean that you are not walking in your purpose. It does not automatically mean that you are failing to answer your call. That does not mean it. And we will get to how we have to think instead, okay? But that does not automatically mean it. Same way when you are self-employed, hey, and the people who are self-employed and working for themselves will know this. If you're that doesn't automatically mean that you're now free and walking your purpose, because what everything comes down to how you think about a situation. Everything comes back to how you make sense of your situation, of your job, and the meaning that you assign to it, and what the assigned meaning is that you then connect back to your purpose, to your calling. So step 1 is always know your calling, know your purpose. It's not a one-time thing. Now I know it and I write it down and then I put it on the wall and then I'm always going to point to that. No, it's a momentary thing. It's a momentary feeling. It's a frequency. Are you in tune with it or not? Right? If you wrote it down 2 weeks ago, you could still be off right now because you're not in that feeling, right? But that to say, I think I lost the track of mind. What was I saying? Anyway, it'll come back. So, when you try to figure out if a job is supporting your transformation or not, the very first thing is to not automatically think that employment is enslavement and working for yourself is freedom, because it's not. Because what we have to come back to is how we make sense of it. This is what we're working on, right? This is what we're working on today in this thing in particular. So, if you are now someone that is stepping into the purpose, and again, we said purpose is not the first realm, the first layer of stepping into your purpose is not a fully fledged new career in life. And it's also not now a unicorn is picking me up from work in the morning and I, you know, deliver glowy, glittery potions as a job, as a profession. The first layer of stepping into your purpose is to get acquainted with that energy, with that inner genius in yourself, with that inner architecture that you were born with. That is the first layer of stepping into your purpose and of answering your call. And when you're in that is the very, 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 very first thing that we're cultivating. And when we have that, then we start to look at our job in a different way. So now, you know what I mean? I used to be in innovation management. I used to work with companies, help them develop new ideas, building new organizational structures, literally building companies, startups from scratch, starting with this idea, whatever idea they had, or we helped them develop, right? As for me, the second I got in there, I was like, listen, I love this. I'm having the most fun. Like I genuinely enjoyed working with this, but I also knew that I was not going to stay there forever. Also knew this was like the environment was not going to be the system that I wanted to be in forever. But right from the beginning, I was like, listen, I'm going to learn this, so I'm going to pass this on later to the people that I care for. Okay? So with that, I assigned a meaning to that job. Was I still in a corporate environment? Was I still surrounded by decision makers who all looked the same, who made decisions in a very questionable way? No shades to nobody, right? But that was the reality that I was in also, right? So I was also living in that system. But because I had my own assigned meaning, that job from the first day I worked it to the last has always been I'm now becoming a future beast, and being able to teach my people, everything I know eventually about how to develop ideas, how to build businesses out of them, how to be self-sufficient, how to be a sovereign entity, right? So that's what I mean by you have to assign a meaning to the work. So what does that leave us with when we ask ourselves how to tell what job is correct for you? As long as you are able to draw a clear connection between what it is you are doing today and what it is you're doing for an organization, whatever that is. It depends on how clearly you can draw that to your own purpose, to your own reason for doing things. And that is subjective to everyone. It's going to look different for everyone. Sometimes, you really have to make money. Sometimes you really have to pay your bills. And we have been there also. And then it's time to get very creative. And then you start looking at, okay, I might not like the commute. I might not like the boss. I might not like this or that. But you know what? I'm actually learning communication skills. I'm actually learning how to understand clients in a different way. I'm actually learning how to take a situation and respond in a second. You know what I mean? So, with that, whether or not a job is in support of transformation is rarely something that just has a stamp on it. This is good for your transformation. This is good for your transformation. On the contrary, you will find, a lot of times that, I don't know, let's say you want to become a holistic health practitioner. I don't know why I chose an example from there because I don't know much about it. But let's say they have like a certification program about, I don't know, a certain diet. You know what I mean? On the outside, it can look like something that completely makes sense. On the outside, it's like, yes, this is going to support my transformation. But it could also be the case that the way they teach things is just too rigid. They're teaching you a framework that is actually not helping you develop the fine-tuned feeling for how you need to respond to a physical system, to an organism, to yourself, to your own health, to other people's health. So now you're learning something rigid, and then you start to think that this is the only truth, or you start to feel inferior if you can't really apply that. You know what I mean? So that creates a whole new other battle that was maybe not even for you to take out in the first place, right? So what things look like might not be what they are. And that truth applies even to which job, is in support of your transformation or not. The things that are in support of our transformation come back to how well we can make that link. How well we can make that link. And that link, the number one sign for you is you're going to feel after you've done that creative exercise and you keep doing it, okay? You can't just decide it for once and then off you go. No, it's an ongoing thing. The thing you're looking for is not a static yes. The thing you're looking for is the ability to listen within at every step of the way and go, is this still it? Is this still it? Is this still it? Is this still it? And if it's not, I can actually feel myself growing out of it. Okay. Looking at everything, I'm still going to be better off doing this for a little bit longer while trying to get into that job. But for this time, let me see more creatively what I can milk out of the situation still. It's an ongoing questioning. It's an ongoing, not questioning in a analyzing everything to death or being hypercritical, is a constant checking in and listening. Is this still it? Does this still make sense? Is this still working in my highest favor? You know? And there's actually a quote that guided me throughout my whole 20s. I think when I was doing like an internship in HR. Yo, I hated that place. The people that were cool were really cool though. But I was doing an internship and it said the things you're passionate about are not random. They are your calling. And that one really speaks to the eternal truth that we might not always know what something means right in the moment. We might not know what it means in the long run. We might not know what this particular project or even little task like means in the overall picture because we don't have the overall picture available. We're human, right? But what we do have is our sense of excitement. And what we do have is our own sense of wholeness, you know? And we do have our own joy. And that one quote was really the guiding force for me because for a long time I didn't know why I was interested in certain things. I didn't know why I wanted to learn that. I couldn't tell you, in 10 years I will have this and this and this career. I studied business psychology, organizational psychology, and then I studied entrepreneurship, right? So for me, I just had a loose thing of I want to economically empower other people, like people that I care for. That came in a little bit later. That came in with entrepreneurship. And yeah, but that was a really guiding force, right? But aside from that, I didn't know why I wanted to learn all these different areas, why I was so into innovation, why I was so into design, like design thinking and stuff, right? It might be different for it's going to be different for everybody, but what I'm saying here is there's a reason why you feel compelled to things. There's a reason why you like certain things. And this liking and this feeling compelled, and I hope this message is coming through, is not to be dismissed because, on the contrary, sometimes it's the only one clue that we have of moving into the correct direction or not. So, coming back to the question of, how do we know if a job supports our transformation or not? I hope it's gotten clear by now that there's no such thing as under all circumstances, this is a no, or under all circumstances, this is a yes, because it always comes back to how you feel and it always comes back to how you can make sense of things in the moment. So, what we want to invest in is our ability to know where we stand and to know how we feel about certain things and then take this absolutely serious. Take it absolutely serious. Take your own stance on things absolutely serious. How you feel about something, take it absolutely serious. Because even if we don't understand the whole picture, it is a clue. It's a cue that we're meant to follow. And then from there, more parts of the picture emerge, right? So I want to close this off by really offering this last piece of thought that just goes, when you are on this path, right? You are stepping into your purpose. You are looking at everything with fresh eyes. And how can I move with even more alignment to who I am and what I am and what I came to do? What other adjustments can I make? If I stay in this company, what other projects can I take on? What types of projects can I shut down more? How can I make more um, outcome oriented time, as in um, take myself out from the day to day more? How can I do it? It might not always be possible for everybody right away, but the question always remains, how can I do it a little bit more? Right. And so when we do that, and when we follow our inner cues more, and we go more along those lines of what does feel right, what feels right, what is correct for me, because I can feel how it is connected to what I'm meant to do, even if I can't explain it. If we're going down that path, be prepared for one thing. You're going to need a lot more. No, let me not make it such a high pressure, high stake moment. But this is the also the when you're stepping into that, it is also the exact moment we are here to turn up what a notch. It's our self-belief. This is when your self-belief will be needed more than you needed it before. Now your self-belief will be needed more than you needed it before. When you step on this path and you follow your own cues and your own thing, now you will need your self-belief more than before, because you know what's going to happen? The way the world paints success, it's starting to look different than what you can feel is your success. What you can feel is the path for you. They're going to start to look different now. And more, the more you follow your own thing, the more you're going to step away from the pre-planned way that you can see if you log on to our most favorite social media apps, right? I don't know why I low-key got Cat Williams on that, but what was that movement? But you're gonna need your self-belief more, because the world is gonna start to look different. And with that, and this is what I want to prepare you for. And with that, your own self-judgment is gonna grow. And all the parts in you that have not yet cleared and separated out from outside opinions, they're going to get louder. You might still have other people's voices in you, your parents' voices in you, a friends group's voices in you, um bullies from school that you haven't seen for 20 years. You know what I mean? You might still have those voices in you. They're going to become loud, right? Because it hasn't been cleared out yet. So this is what I'm saying to you: be prepared for that, because now you're going to need the greater self-belief. Now is the time to up our self-belief. Now is the time to up standing up for yourself and protecting your territory, because it's the work that we're speaking of here right now is nothing less than that. It's nothing less than you protecting your territory. Right? You came with something that the world needs. You're stepping into bringing that into the world. This is a territory that you have to now protect. This guy, Satyaji, literally a G, Satyaji, he said, the life we are given, the life we have in our possession, is not for us to let somebody abuse, right? We cannot allow other people to abuse the life that we have been given. But then also, it's not for them to abuse it, but it's also not for you to abuse it. Oh, that's a whole new chapter now. But what I'm trying to say with that is there's an absolute need for this awareness that protection of your territory is a concept that applies here. Is a concept that applies here, right? So I want to end with that. Self-belief is the name of the game when you are here, because you can't be prepared that self-doubts, judgments from others as well as from yourself, and voices that you never really healed from or cleared out are going to get loud. Be prepared. This is going to happen. This is what will happen. This is a natural um this is a natural unfolding of this particular path, but you're prepared. We came prepared, guys, and the preparation for this is an absolute strong standing on what we came to do, and a protection of our own territory and the thing that we were born with. And with that being said, I hope you can work with this. So how can we tell if a job is in support of our transformation of not? First step is know what your calling is. Know your gift. Get acquainted with your gift. We'll talk about this more in the upcoming weeks in the channel, how to do that. But that is the very first step. And then it's really a matter of consequently standing up for it. Consequently standing up for it and protecting it and fighting for it. It's not a joke. It's not a joke, but this is the path that we chose when we all came here, each and all of us. And this is the spirit that at the end of the day led you to watch this video. So if you made it until the end, please like, comment, and share to help us spread the message so that we can have more people stand in their truth and bring out the gifts that they were designed to gift the rest of us with. Because what else is important in here, right? All right, lovelies. I'm sending my love. I hope you're going to have a wonderful afternoon. And I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.